Here we are, folks. We are catching up to live time in game 1 here between TeMo and ShenAiXie here in the SAX qualifiers, $20,000 event, just hosted by a Chinese sponsor, who I believe is also the sponsor of the new clan the Chinese players are on. I'm not too sure on that. We've got TeMo, a 2K4 player from Morocco, player who's been getting better and better and is very aggressive. He's gone for the Georgians here. And then in the red, we have Armenians for ShenAiXie, player who's been around a long time, player who's great on Arabia. We'll see how he performs here. I'm not actually casting that fast, but the game is going pretty fast, and I apologize for that. And we've got scouts for TeMo, no surprise. Over here, we're going to have scouts for ShenAiXie. ShenAiXie has more to do to wall. Wow, we've got the fortified church matchup here. Okay. Spears advancing forward here from ShenAiXie, chasing down the scouts. Scouts from TeMo moving around, running into more spears. TeMo still microing away. In the middle, spears are engaging. Over here, we've got a tower from ShenAiXie on the other side of the wood line. Devastating for TeMo because he no longer has wood to take. That tower is just so sick. And that is the most ShenAiXie tower I've probably ever seen. You don't see a lot of players do that, except for him. And TeMo under pressure. TeMo on the way to Castle Age. ShenAiXie on the way to Castle Age. KD is 1-1. They will be in Castle Age soon. Will we see pikemen here from ShenAiXie? Maybe Halb in Castle Age as an option against the Georgians? Will we see Cav Archers maybe from TeMo? Looks like Cav Archers are the choice. 3 ranges now. Villagers still chilling over here as well from ShenAiXie, by the way. Georgian Cav Archers, I think, a really nice choice. Particularly against the Armenians. ShenAiXie trying to snag the relics, but he's going to need some army to control the map, and his option seems to be knights. But knights are horrible with the Armenians. One of the worst civilizations to go knight with long term, at least for Arabia. And TeMo is just all over him right now, and ShenAiXie is having some problems. I mean, it's really tough task to kill these Cav Archers right now, so ShenAiXie is going to have to find engagements elsewhere. Look at TeMo's quick wall. Like, oh, he fails! He doesn't get the quick walls, but these Cav Archers are up to 30 now. And so it's 38 army against 7, and we're here at live time. All right. Here we go. So 58 vills for ShenAiXie. He does have a lot of idle time because of all the Cav Archers hovering around. This villager's still chilling, which really bothers me. I imagine that TeMo just simply forgot about this, but she's going to work. And oh, okay. This is going to get crazy. Here come the vills from TeMo. And TeMo's going to drop a castle on ShenAiXie's face. And if the castle goes up, I think it's game over, because it also gives you access to the stone. But I mean, ShenAiXie, what are we doing with the mule carts, bro? I swear this is the average mule cart experience. They group up when you try and select villagers. It's horrible. I swear to God, don't you hit that castle, villager. Don't you hit that castle. Oh! Oh my God, the scout actually saved the castle there. He had to replace the foundation. I don't think TeMo knew the Mangonel was there. Will he still drop the castle here? This is kind of awkward. The Scorpion's here. The castle's going up. Oh, man. And TeMo has brought enough vills. He's brought 13 vills, but he's going to lose so many. Where's the rest of his Cav Archers? Oh, God. Villagers are underneath the TC. This is crazy. But I feel like there's enough CA to at least distract, take out the siege. And yeah, that castle will probably go up now. ShenAiXie does have the villager lead. TeMo is just on one town center, but there's just so much army. And TeMo, he could just take all this stone and build more castles. Like, this TC will probably go down. ShenAiXie is just going to have to fall back here. And it just, I'm surprised. Like, ShenAiXie, we didn't see how the game really developed, but going knights? Maybe it felt natural for his position, but it doesn't feel natural for his civ. Maybe he wanted to get the relics. I could see switching into, like, heavy infantry with skirms could be really good with Armenians. Their economy is actually really underrated, I feel. But this is going to be a tough position now. Like, it's really hard to defend. He's got to build a castle in the back of his base. Ugh. Probably a good castle to place so he can relax back here, but, the Cav Archers could have their say before the castle even goes up. And TeMo is going to have to correct his eco. He's still only on 1 TC. He killed us a few villagers here. Castle is up. He's going to have to leave now. And he's bringing more vills this way. Wow, this is crazy, man. Yeah, all of the cavalry for the Georgians regenerate. So that's why going Cav Archers with Georgians is really nice too. Because they will also regen. Here, these Cav Archers need to be microed away, or just right towards the siege, because TeMo's insane. Could be seen as a little wasteful, but he's going to take it, and he just wants to distract enough to get this castle up. 2 castles now from TeMo, and actually, this castle will range both the town centers from Lix. That's insane. TeMo's going to win this one. Try and pretend that you didn't see this game yet. Who would you guys have said the favorite was here? Based on your knowledge of the players or whatever. I think a lot of people would have said, where are these vills going? I think a lot of people would have said Lix because of how, you know, long he's been around. So Lix is going to find out how good the composite bowmen are. They are a decent unit. They're really cheap. I think you always have to factor in the cost of a unit instead of just the strength. But I don't know. You need like a strong unit here. Cheap is not going to do too much for you. Not with the lack of control he has at the moment. He is stuck. TeMo is higher elo, I think. Can someone hashtag match in chat for me? I'll add it to the scoreboard here. But guys, I said it before I hopped in. Like, TeMo has been really playing well, man. He was like 2K2 last year. And it never really seemed like he was going to break through that plateau. He's really aggressive. And he's got a good fighting spirit. Looks like TeMo's 2350 now. And Lix is 2440, so... But guys, every Lix series always produces some fantastic twists and turns. So I think we're... Oh, God. Mule Cart is just chilling. Here comes the Ram. I mean, right now, TeMo's just focused on this. 3 hours of villager idle time right now for Lix. He can barely take wood. I guess this castle will go up, though. The Rams shouldn't take it down. You could just use the villagers against that. Is there a chance? Like, if these composite bowmen end up being really good against Cav Archers, maybe he's got a chance. Because he's got 2 castles now. And TeMo still doesn't have the best economy ever. Lix actually tried to save this villager as well, funnily enough. She can't garrison right now, but Lix paid attention to it. And another castle! Look at how many castles are going to be in the same part of the screen. We might not see this again in the whole qualifier. This is crazy. Really showing off this DLC's architecture here. The players have been paid off by the devs. This castle might not go up, guys. This might be a doubt. Cav Archers are going to run into support. So the composite bowmen ignore armor? That's kind of their thing. So they're like really good against heavily armored units, which Cav Archers aren't necessarily. But, I mean, they do have 1 armor upgrade. They have a little bit of armor to work with. Forward Mule Cart gets attacked. Cav Archers still micring from TeMo. Cav Archers over here from TeMo. Cav Archers next to the Mangonel for TeMo. Ram here for TeMo. Villagers could build a castle for TeMo. Micro continues. What is happening? We've got petards for TeMo. This is just chaos. This is absolute chaos. I think you got to delete this castle. And chaotic players don't want to hear this, but at a certain point, you just got to breathe and look back at your base. But they just refuse. Are you kidding me, dude? TeMo, you're fine, bro. If you don't take this castle down, you're completely fine. He's a madman. This is going to be a fun series, man. Because Lix isn't done. Petards! They don't make it. They don't make it. The Rams and the Cav Archers will go down. Okay. Well, what's the eco look like? TeMo decides for a defensive castle. This is funny. Wait a second. Hold on a second. Important details here. Okay, I need to show you this. So at a certain point, Lix knows he's about to be attacked here. And so he grabs this to garrison in the tower. Watch this. Okay, so he's going to react. Villager, right? Okay, so he reacts. He gathers it to send it in the tower. The Mule Cart makes it into the tower over the walls, but the villager can't? That's a new one. Okay, anyways, we're at live time now, which, you know, is like, that was like 10 minutes ago. But I didn't know that was a thing. Very realistic game here. It's easier to transport a big fat mule and a cart full of stuff over walls, but a villager can't jump over it. Got it. 71 vills for TeMo. It is 51 for Lix. Sorry, just slightly speeding up here. And this is kind of the chill moment I told you that TeMo needed. Now you focus on your economy. And your economy should win the game for you because you've got 2 castles surrounding your opponent's eco. Lix is going to try and catch up. He's dropping another TC, but the pressure is still insane. And he runs into this castle. Oof. And I just don't think composite bowmen feel natural because he has the castles. I just don't know if the unit is really good enough to bring Lix back from this current position. So... Someone says they use the wall to make a ramp for the mule cart. It's like, yeah, they didn't have the, they had like the special accessibility ramp. I like how TeMo's dropped so many TCs. TeMo said, like, someone's like, how many TCs, T90? TeMo said all of them. Just TCs everywhere, bills all the time. I like how much focus he's had on different areas of the map. Really spreading them out. Lix is a massive fighter and will continue to fight until he's dead. TeMo, because he's stabilizing, not really in a position to kill at the moment. But a great game. Thank you, King, for the 6 months. Jack Hammer, what's up? Thanks for the 32. Ben Gute, welcome back, man. Thanks for the 17. Dave, thank you for the 68 months. I did see the joke you made at my expense. And I am now acknowledging it after I've had time to chill out. The emotions are gone now. Yo, Sully, thank you. Thanks for the 53. Thank you, Drex. Drex subbing for the lawyer fund. And I missed 5 gifted subs. Wow. People say dodged because they don't get the emotes, but here I just completely dodged thanking the person who gifted the subs. My bad. I mean, that's a lot of exposed villagers. Cav archers need to come over here somewhere. They're on the way. The bowmen are probably going to go down now. Cav archers do their thing. Oh, look at that from TeMo. He actually ran in, attacked a couple of things, and then re-garrisoned in the castle. And Lix got baited into the castle fire there. You don't see tiny little movements like that frequently. Lix is 2,000 score behind. He's on the way to Imp with this town center. What? He's imping? Is there a chance? I mean, again, if he can get like Bracer and Chemistry for the Bowman, if he can get Trebs to take out these castles, I mean, I feel like TeMo's going to have plenty of time. His eco's going to start to kick in. TeMo will click up. TeMo will have relics. But maybe there is a slight chance. And people love to say, like, people love to be like, oh, throw, what a throw, right? But everyone who says that has never, doesn't realize the level of intensity and focus these guys are going through. And in games like this, everyone just kind of turns to mush in your brain. So I feel as though, again, maybe there's a slight chance here. TeMo will start to stress a little bit. Lix could find a way. Lix has been just surrounded by 2 castles here for so long. That is a great late game castle there for TeMo. I feel like the villagers have been awfully mobile for TeMo. He's always moving around. He wants to take this stone now. He also wants to drop a castle here, but he's getting pushed. Imagine if Lix notices this. Guys, what is happening? There's 2 wild horses. There's 2 mule carts. There's villagers from both areas. What? Guys, take a turn. Jeez. Man, guys, Bracer and Chemistry and 2 Trebs could change this game. Lix is down by 40 vills, but Composite Bowman? They could be the key. TeMo's about to have his 5th castle, 6th castle. Look at all the vills moving. He's just got vills everywhere. Lix is going to drop a tower. Now, if you wanted a forward castle might not be the greatest if your opponent can make Trebs, too. TeMo's gonna send it anyways, dude. TeMo's gonna send it. TeMo doesn't care. TeMo. This game is crazy. Come on, TeMo. Is he thinking about it? Yeah! Screw you and your Trebs. I'm castling your face anyways. And he's castling here. He's gonna have so many castles, man. There's not gonna be much stone left on the map. How much stone is left? Only 2,000. Well, I mean, this really hurts Lix's eco. But Lix will have Trebs. And TeMo needs a way to kill those Trebs. There's also still the Composite Bowman. And the Composite Bowman with Bracer and Chemistry should be pretty good against Manaspa if the Manaspa are in low numbers. I guess TeMo's going to use all these castles to make Manaspa now to take the Trebs. His food eco's not there, and he's spamming Vills like crazy. I actually think staying in Castle Age is the play. Just continue to produce as much army as you can. Trying this is smart, but I mean, it's panicky. Lix is going to win this game. Lix is going to win this freaking game. It all comes down to the Trebs and then the micro here and how good these Composite Bowmen actually are. It'd be crazy. Oh, God, that's a lot of stuff. Here come the Cav Archers. Nice engagement there from Lix. Yeah, all things considered here, this is pretty good. He should be able to take out the Mangonel. Split micro. Okay, he's trying his best. Meanwhile, one of the castles is down. TeMo's about to lose 2 more. TeMo thinking about Imp. TeMo microing the Cav Archer like a massive nerd. And, I mean, he's doing everything he can here as he's still trying to get the resources for Imp. But things are falling apart. He really needs Imperial Age. Let's hope that he clicks Imperial Age with a TC that's safe. That was a good enough fight for Lix. I think you're happy with that. You killed a lot of Siege and you killed a lot of Cav Archers. And you'll still have your castles to make more of these. And these villagers can go back to work in a second. There's like vills everywhere from TeMo that are exposed. Also, Lix has been able to gather this stone this whole time without any Manaspa raiding it. And the Imp TC is the starting TC. You need skirms now, if you're TeMo. You really need some skirms. Now, this is where it gets interesting because the Composite Bowmen are actually... They're actually pretty good against skirms for an archer because what makes skirms strong against archers is their armor. But since they ignore the armor, Composite Bowman can kill the skirms pretty quickly. TeMo just went, he was like, I need this to be crazy, and he got too crazy. This is a great example of being too crazy and too hectic. But we like players like this, right? Like, he just had so many vills moving all around the map instead of just chilling in his base and collecting resources. And now, how are you supposed to settle your mind when your opponent is coming back? Is anyone else kind of bothered by the trajectory in which these Composite Bowmen fire? It is a more realistic shot than other archers in the game. Like, other archer shots have a bit more of a loop, but it's very jarring how straight their shots are, you know? 4 Trebs from Lix. A castle in the middle for Lix. 3 Trebs from Lix. He's going to lose 1. Composite Bowman still moving around. Dude, this middle position is going to be sick. What is this game? Guys, this game's been incredible. Incredible stuff. 25 Composite Bowmen. Some of them are still split up. TeMo is going to need Trebs right away to try and push this castle down. I like the caped archer approach. I feel like if I were a caped archer, though, I would constantly get my arrows stuck in my cape. Actually, just in general, I think capes would be very unhelpful in the battlefield. I don't know how the Berserks do it, or like the Teutonic Knights. How are you supposed to swing properly? How is Lix alive right now? This is insane. There's only 2,000 gold left on the map and only 800 stone. So we are quickly approaching a trash war. That's where having like skirms could be helpful. Here goes TeMo trying to find raids. I like this. It's going to be tough though. Lix reacts. Lix still has castles around. TeMo still repairing and prepping his own Trebs, which is really important. Giving himself a little bit of time maybe for those skirms. Skirms still do some decent bonus damage against the composite bowman. The eco still has the superior eco, so should be able to rely on skirms. And these composite bowmen are not enough. Here, stone is still being, you know, put into repairs. There's no repairs for Lix. Lix is about to lose his castle. And he's thinking he needs a tech switch to kill skirms, guys, but it might be too little too late on this economy. TeMo's still repairing. TeMo will take Lix's castle and then can use his own Trebs against the Trebs from Lix. He's gotten plenty of stone to repair. He's getting architecture now, having already researched masonry. And maybe finally, TeMo's going to kill this guy off. Lix realizes he has to back away with the Trebs. If you have to back up with the Trebs here, always a really bad sign. And yeah, just not a big enough number of composite bowmen. A really nice position for TeMo now. It was worrying. And that's one, like, if you lose that one there, it could affect how you perform in the future games. But also, in some ways, I think Lix will be like, I should have been super dead. Armenians are not really that good. Or, you know, I don't know. He probably loves the Armenians. But, you know, maybe there's some positives to take from having stayed alive for this long. Villagers are going to box down the tower. They're very angry. And TeMo just moves his Trebs forward to this castle. I mean, we appreciate you for your fighting spirit, Lix. Earlier, I liked what you were, you know, envisioning for your future. But now you're going to have no TCs. You're going to have no castles. You have no map. Tough for me to see what the positives really are at the moment. Nice job from TeMo to bring the villagers forward to repair the Trebs as well. And just catching up on some upgrades so he can mix in some other units here. He's at 200 pop now. Lix is at 100. And Armenian Cav lack the final armor, which really means even against skirms, they don't contribute all that much. I think all TeMo really wanted was the castle, so he should be able to just back up with most of these Trebs. Whew. I mean, maybe 2 of the Trebs go down. What a game. What a freaking game, man. This is epic. Still plenty of defensive castles for TeMo to work with. Still has 4 relics, so that's great too. Lix says, this is fine. We got this. If Lix loses the Trebs, he's dead. He doesn't have golds. So, you know, he has to use these Trebs effectively. I don't think his eco's in a good enough spot to make that many light cav. Mule cart! Mule cart distraction! Couple Panaspa go in front. Lix is on the hill. Hoping to go for the castle. There's no stone being mined by either player here. Are the composite bowmen doing it? Does Lix still have a chance? The composite bowmen are shredding, man. No way Lix is actually going to win this game. The light cav have done enough. Like, I've judged them for the lack of armor. They've got spirit to make up for the lack of armor. One of the Trebs has gone down. TeMo, sure, he invests a little bit less into repairs and all that because he's Georgians. Still? He's going to lose his castle? Lix is coming forward with repairs? What is happening? Lix has basically said, you can't raid my eco because I have no eco. Okay, that's not true. He's actually very exposed now because he lost that castle. That's what TeMo needs to do. He needs to play Treb defense, and he needs to raid this. You kill 30 vills, there's no way you can lose the game. Right now, maybe the composite bowmen are enough. 50 kills for this group of 20 bowmen. Again, like, it's such an interesting unit. What I think makes it strong is how much damage it does with the cost. And it's good against... It's decent against skirms. Treb goes down there for TeMo. Light Cav gonna start to raid? No way, guys. No way. Panic Light Cav dive here from TeMo. He does take a Treb. He's also focusing down some of the composite bowmen. There's only 9 now. That was really nice for him. He's repairing his own Treb. He's losing tons of vills over there. How is this game not over yet? Lix at 100 pop. Lix still holding the hill. It's just Treb wars and repairs. Lix will run out of gold to repair the Trebs. Lix has run out of gold to repair the Trebs. A really awkward situation. He's trickling the gold back in, though, because of the relics he has. Loses one. And okay, maybe that's it. I mean, this raid is something else, but TC's been garrisoned with 3 freaking mule carts. Cav archers are kind of around. Treb's on its own now. And Lix is just like, we're not done yet, baby. We're not done yet. We're back on we're back on stone. I've been able to find some raids for my opponent. We could still do this. I see a way. I see a way to win this. Despite only having 1 castle in the very back of my base. This is fine. No map control? Map control, schmap control. This is fine. Yeah, regenerate that, Georgian Cav. I've got more than you. If TeMo doesn't notice this, this is a lot of his eco. So he does need to deal with this, which he does. TeMo is sick of this guy. TeMo can't believe he's got to play a couple more games against this guy at least. He wants to finish him off. Tries to drop another castle. That one almost got denied. I think if TeMo just has his own cav in front of his skirms, he's always fine here. It's getting to that point. These light calves still being a pain. Lix is going to drop another TC. But guys, Lix is still at 90 pop. This is surely over. What crazy fight, man. This is a great matchup. Like, I wish more players were like these two. You know, they're clearly... They thrive on a messy, aggressive style. They're not very defensive, right? I guess Lix was a little bit more defensive in this game. These are the types of styles that you get when you look outside of like that, you know, the top 10, top 20. Lix has been in the top 20 conversation in the past. But this was some true tournament energy here, which I love. I don't think you see games this messy on ranked. I think it is just the pressure of a tournament and both players going for it. But Lix, bro, you're at 75 pop. Resign! Resign! Who am I to say that? These guys are competing. He should have been dead before, and he's somehow still alive. He's probably just not looking at his pop. And now he's at 60 pop, and he calls the GG. What a game, dude. Can we look at resources collected for a second? There is a significant difference in resources collected there. I also would like to see the amount of villagers. 224 from TeMo that game, 160 total from Lix. With the max vill count being a 50 difference. How in the world did Lix hold on there? Again, the composite bowman seemed good enough for a time, but once he lost the snowball, that's where things fell apart. The economy was so important. There were points in that game where TeMo had 50 villagers going different directions. He's got like 20 headed this way to take some gold, then take some stone, then drop some castles. But I would say that's the main thing for him, is after you get a big lead, maybe just settle it down a little bit. It'll make it easier to win. But he wouldn't have gotten the lead in the first place if he didn't go at it with intensity. So we salute and respect TeMo for that. TeMo and both these players around 2,400 elo. This is pretty close on paper. TeMo starts it off with a bang. All right, here we go, game 2. Here's to hoping that this game is just as crazy and just as good as the first game was between these two. We've got Lix hoping to tie it up here. Lix is in the red, playing as the Mayans. Lix is the player from China, now up against the Chinese for TeMo. Chinese are seen as absolutely ridiculous. They were also already seen as being very solid civ. They were first picks or first bans a lot in tournaments. But the devs gave them, there were really 2 changes. One was direct, and one was indirect around the same time. The first one was they gave the Chinese pop space on their TCs, which basically means you don't have to build a house right away, which allows you to collect the food. Oh god, he misclicked. And then the other thing that they did was they added the auto drop-off hotkey, which makes the Chinese start very fluid. Because before you were force dropping, you're like clicking to the TC and then back to the resource. Here you should just be able to press the hotkey. And so really any high-level player should only have 20 seconds of TC idle time here with the Chinese. And that seems to be the case here with TeMo. So you basically maintain your villager lead, and things are a lot more smooth. So kind of surprised to see Chinese. I don't know what the bans look like, but Mayans also seen as quite strong. Now, I would say Mayans are... If you guys watched Warlords, I talked a lot about Mayans. I think that Mayans are still very strong here, but I don't think they're near as strong as, say, Warlords. Because you are housed right away. You do have to get Loom right away. But yeah, the only two civilizations that start with additional villagers here, so... Not bad. Not bad. Gold is the big thing for the Mayans, right? They have a safe gold. They can kind of handle everything else. Gold is not safe. Gold is brutal. But it's going to be a bad day for gold. It's going to be a bad game for gold. The golds for both of them are just horrible. Very rarely do we talk about this, but I think we need to actually look at all of it. So we've got the main gold for TeMo. To the left of that, the secondary, which is even worse. This one is like... This is all right, you know? This is like... I mean, maybe worth it? I don't know. That's not great either. For Licks, it's just far worse. The main gold's brutal underneath the hill. I think you could actually work with this, though, if you build up your buildings right in front of it. The secondary and third also forward. So if you really zoom out, it might be hard to see because of the terrain, but a lot of that gold is right through the middle here. So I like this type of generation. I think this favors the Chinese a little bit because they don't need to rely on the gold quite as much. But we'll see in actuality what what ends up happening here. So, So again, it is expected to have some TC idle time with the Chinese. Just let's remember that. Sometimes there's always, one person who's like, oh man, TeMo, 24 seconds of idle time. Chinese don't start with any food, so it's impossible not to have any. Back berries is pretty nice. Back woodline's pretty nice. My guess would be that the Chinese player would try and go scouts here. And Lick's already headed to the gold, thinking about going for archers. T90 is dodging messages today. I might have missed a few messages. For the most part, I think I've been able to say hello back to most of the people who've said hello today. So, my bad. So what always gets tricky for me with Mayans right now is if you open archers, the scout skirm combination from Chinese or anyone really could be a real problem. What a lot of players are doing is they're going archers and they're also producing eagles out of the barracks at the same time. And then in Castle Age, that's where the eagle archer combination maybe becomes stronger of the two. Hello Trix, hello Ninja, hello Cap, Samurai, Radio, Black Ice, hello Furious George. Elix has gone forward. Elix is going to see that TeMo's taking the gold as well. So it seems to me like TeMo's going to try and go archers. I think it's going to be a really awkward build, though. Like, this doesn't feel... Nah, I think he's still going to go scouts. I think he's just going to build his buildings in front of the gold. But actually, from what Lix just saw there, he might be assuming, like I initially did, that TeMo was going to try archers. It's early feudal where the Chinese are awkward, right? That's the point of the game where they struggle the most. And build for Lix as well is a little bit mistimed. He's also not going to have the barracks timed. I mean, it's even worse. He hasn't built the barracks yet. What in the world? There's going to be the barracks, but barracks will be delayed. And so he won't have the range immediately. And the Chinese player will be up faster than him. And TeMo sees the eagle and... Ooh, could have maybe quick walled there, but goes for the stable. And also lames the goat underneath the TC there. Ooh. Guys, TeMo's got some crazy aggressive energy sometimes. And in a tournament, I would expect it. I really like it. I don't like it when he's tilted on a particular day and force picks Mongols. And, well, you know, like steal stuff and forwards and just kind of, yeah. I have had some experiences, right? He once apologized, said, sorry, I've had a bad day. As he's, like, stolen all my crap and has vills up in front of my base. But, like, when you get to Tournament Age of Empires, man, all bets are off. There's no code like ranked Age of Empires games can have. And you got to take every advantage you can. You got to be ruthless. Chipping away at some of the Eagle HP there is pretty good. The scouts are coming forward. But as long as Lix can really mask those archers, maybe get a couple walls down, he could be okay here. But I'm liking the look of the economy for TeMo. I'm liking the fact he's being aggressive, but we'll see if he can pick off some villagers here. He's a little close to the TC here, so he has to be careful. Lix can't build any farms until he completes that mill. First kill of the game just happened. That was the spearman who went down there. I think if you go forward with the archers and the spearmen right now, if you can go 2 spearmen, 2 archers, you put a lot of pressure on the scout player. But you also need to have spears. That's why a lot of the best players are going to small wall like this. And then you can afford to, you could justify going forward with everything else. The TeMo adds the range at home to mix in the skirms to help for the inevitable army. Lix tries to build a gate, which was meant to block off some stuff here. Spearman still there. Archers and spears moving forward. TeMo on the hunt. TeMo blocking. Do you see that little block there? Doink! Wow! That was a sick play. And the skirms here kind of meeting this. Now, it's not easy with just one skirm, but maybe he could bring back the scouts as well and get a clear up on this. I think Lix sees the skirms. He also sees the blacksmith, and he's just kind of worried that the timing isn't great. And he's going to try and get away with this. If he can get away with this and meet up with the rest of his army at home, it might not be too bad. He loses this. This is amazing for TeMo. And TeMo just engages. Oh, TeMo is playing amazing here. And he's so fast, right? Zero hesitation with his moves. And he's just jumping on top of Lix with every opportunity. Bad situation for Lix now as he drops a gold. Again, like, this is just such... You're behind in Vills compared to the opponent. They're up faster. He had the military buildings out earlier. It's just been... It just hasn't been that precise from Lix, and TeMo's been precise with his timings and behind it. I mean, look at this economy. It's really well executed. I love how TeMo has played this game. And we didn't get to watch the start of we didn't get to watch the start of the previous game in slow speed. We went fast speed, but it really just seems like TeMo's a level up over Lix right now. Which is, it makes me sad to say, because I'm such a big Lix fan, but Lix is, he's not as sharp as some of the players are these days. Let's be honest. If recent tournaments are to go by. Really good support player at times in tournaments, but I don't know though. Like, he was really close to beating Sito in the Hidden Cup qualifiers. I don't know. I still, maybe it feels like TeMo's just a step up. Maybe I'm speaking a little bit too soon. Little bit too soon. Love how TeMo has made me think these thoughts though. Right now, he's looking for those archers, guys. He wants to use these skirms against the archers. Now he sees the archers. Has skirms on the other side as well that need to group into this. Still only 2 eagles, about to be 3 here for Lix, and he's going to drop the market. He lost 2 vills. It's not the end of the world, but it's the end of their lives. Castle Age with heavy eagle play could be incoming from Lix, but he has to keep his eco alive for as long as possible. I really like the tower. I think it was great to stay safe, but also it just looks cool. Wedging it between the barracks and the archery range definitely is a 10 out of 10 for me. Idefix, just because TeMo plays Black Forest doesn't mean that he's a Black Forest only guy, right? Be saying like Viper plays a lot of Black Forest, so Viper's a Black Forest nerd, right? TeMo's played tons of high-level, like, aggressive Arabia games for the last couple years, at least. He's been around a while. But, you know, like I said earlier, he's gotten really good recently, and... Oh, man. Okay, is he gonna know... Is he gonna know that those archers aren't here? Okay, so right now, I think he's like, I don't see the archers. This could be a problem for me. There's actually a hole here. And here goes Lix. Lix is headed right to the golds. TeMo is up the Castle Age. If TeMo takes no damage, he's going to destroy Lix. But But the archers are here. And the archers are going to find some damage. Well, great reaction. Fantastic reaction. Quick little market. I mean, that's the type of thing. That level of damage control is really nice. He obviously wants to come back to the gold. But can't do so just yet. And Lix will use the market. Lix will click up. Lix could be fine here. The denying the gold here is really nice to slow down the knights that TeMo's inevitably going to make. But I think I picked the wrong time to say the words I just said, because Lix will not find any villager picks on his journey here. He'll lose his whole army again. It's like every time he pushes forward, TeMo is ready. Well played. Do you think this all-out aggression style can make it to the top of our game, or defense continue to win S tiers? I don't agree that, like, defense... I think it's oversimplifying it to say that defense wins games. Like, yes, obviously, like, you know, playing, min-maxing the game at certain levels and playing defense is important. But, like, I prefer to call it calculated aggression, right? Just saying defense just isn't really the case. This type of aggression is great. The problem really becomes for these types of players is sometimes the aggression comes at the expense of other things, right? And then if your aggression does not work out, then you have a problem. The best of the best, they don't need every attack to necessarily pan out offensively because they have other things going on, but more often than not, it's like a combination of everything's working really well. So calculated everything and, like, you know, not over or under investing into eco and military is basically how the game plays out. So I get what you're saying. Like, some players have more defensive styles, right? I wouldn't say, even though I acknowledge that that's the case, that just defense wins. So be good at everything, gotcha? Yeah, I guess. Also depends on what event you're talking about, right? Oh, man, look at the idle time from Lix here. Look at the aggression from TeMo. Let's go. He wants to kill this guy. I think under the right circumstances, like, all-out aggression can really punish defensive boomy styles. There's only one player that I think is the best at that could really execute that consistently, and I don't know if he really is going to go that route anymore. I remember watching Leary play, like, when Leary was winning all the Red Bulls, and, like, that era of Leary, and it was just like, you boom against him, you're dead, dude. I think he isn't quite as good as he was then, or maybe, you know, things have changed, I don't know. Leary's aggression is just fantastic. So Lix has gone pikes. But the problem here is he could lose all those pikes to one volley from the siege. And TeMo's going to keep a close eye on this. Now, what TeMo cannot do is lose a knight to a conversion. That would be devastating. He attack rounds. Oh, actually, TeMo has a decision to make because he doesn't want to lose a knight, right? Boom, big attack round. Kills the monk! Kills the monk. That was huge. Kills some pikemen as well. I think he could take the fight. No. He's not taking it. I think he would win the fight even with pikes in the mix. And now there's going to be a monk, and now he needs to back away. That was a nice cleanup from Lix. Lix holds on. Lots of idle time, lots of crazy, like, awkwardness with his eco. Nice job from TeMo, though, to just not overcommit to that, I guess. And fully lose the position. So we're going to have 3 upgrades on the knights, just 1 upgrade on the pikemen. Big difference in upgrades. And there, TeMo is going to come back here. He just has to, try and avoid losing his knights to the conversions. Kind of scary to stick around because you're worried that if 3 or 4 knights get converted, suddenly your push is dead. He might just need to choose to boom now. I think it might be a position where you buy the stone back. He sold it earlier. Get a TC down right in front of that gold so no counters can come in. Because it doesn't really seem like a natural position to push anymore. Use your mobility, move out across the map. Lick's still in this, though. And a combination of Pike and Eagle can get really dangerous. I also think Chinese struggle against Eldorado Eagles if this goes very late. They do get championed, but I still wouldn't really say that it's easy to deal with because of the lack of mobility. So, yo, guys, salute David. Says, jumping off for a job interview. Wish me luck, boys. Just be sure to mention your ELO and your favorite Age of Empires strategy. You'll get the job, all right? I think every employer wants to hear how much time you spend watching someone else talk about video games. It really gives them the idea that you're dedicated to the job. Good luck. Okay, so Monk could get a conversion. Oh, this is a great fight for TeMo. He'll fully clear this. He's just got so much HP to work with here. He also has the hill. I thought he I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. I actually thought he was going to win that. Maybe he didn't have the hill in a lot of those engagements. That was awkward. He does win the fight. But Lix is still alive. What is up with Lix and not dying, man? He's got a tremendous ability staying alive. He just can't. His problem is he falls way behind in these games. And TeMo running into a problem now with unit composition, guys. This is becoming a real issue. He was stuck on knights. What do you switch into now? If you go into any archers, the eagles are out. If you continue with knights, the pikes and the monks are out. And the gold is brutal. You got to leave this gold. I'm surprised TeMo's still here. He's going to take the fight. Now, he does have the gold on the right to move to. He does have a TC over here, and he's going to shift to stone. But things are falling apart, and Lix is not finished yet. And how dare I quit on Lix? I should have known better. Lix is not dead, and Lix has got a nice army now. He's got nice control. What Lix can do with control over your golds is just... He can do a lot. He can do a lot. That mining camp, not really the highlight of the game for Lix. But he just needs enough gold. Or stone, sorry, so he's able to get the second TC up. Longsword is awkward here because of the lack of speed. So, for now, it seems like TeMo's going to try and find engagements on reinforcements. But there's just always something waiting. I certainly think Lightcav would be good, but he looks kind of stuck right now because he doesn't actually have the food to produce villagers and a lot of army at the same time. Mayans cannot get redemption, so they can't convert siege, they can't convert buildings. But look at these golds. It seems like Lix knows the knights are coming towards his base now. You see these houses? He seems to know that units could come through. His monk is waiting as well. Great game sense from him. TeMo can't go in there. The siege hops out, though. So that's certainly something. That TC is spotted. I'm waiting for the forward siege from Lix, and there's the siege workshop. Yeah, you see this TC? You have this position? Like, starting to siege push would be great. And TeMo basically buys this castle. That's actually... I don't hate the idea. But it's going to be tough. I think that castle's actually fine. Yeah, that castle's actually fine. I don't know if Lix can justify staying underneath the TC all the time. Let's see. He needs something. Lix is going to dive past the TC and kill Vils. 15 villager lead for TeMo. TeMo! Oh, no! Where's my TeMo? Oh, this is brutal. Lix is taking the score lead. Castle's kind of being semi-denied by monks. The pikes loop in here with the knight that was converted and the eagles to kill the defense from TeMo. TeMo's lost 20 Vils. His castle still can't go up. His whole eco's idled. It's now 55 Vils for TeMo. It's 53 for Lix, and Lix is pretty much untouched. The only hope now for TeMo is going to be Chukunu. Man, I thought he had this game. I really thought he had this game. What a tricky situation. I think having monks at home to heal up his knights would have been super helpful. The forward monastery didn't help him. But man, it's like his game's just so punishing, right? And the map is also extremely punishing. Castle Age Chukunu, though. If you get enough of them, they are slept on as a community. 8 attack in Castle Age. It's a really strong unit. Anyone else here remember the Golden Pit game? It was in a qualifier for an event. I actually forget the name of the event. It was just a Golden Pit game. I think maybe like NAC qualifiers or something. It was one TC, or maybe, no, it was TTL maybe. Did we have Golden Pit and TTL? I think it was Ganji with like YOLO 3 Castle Chukunu on 1 TC against Incas. If someone could look up what event that was, that'd be really helpful. I don't know how many people here remember that. But it was really strong. And it won him the game. He had 40 Chukunu in Castle Age, and Castle Age Eagles couldn't do anything. Right now, though, the problem is that you need the Chukunu mass. And it's going to take a lot of time. And TeMo, oh, TeMo. Guys, I love TeMo so much. It's funny, he has so much Lix energy. Like, he is so similar to Lix, where he takes lots of risks and whatnot. He's going to try a castle. How forward will this go? Oh, dude, just build a defensive one. Don't do this, TeMo. Just build it next to the stone. Then you get another castle for Chukunu. He probably feels like he's behind. The thing is, Lix will never expect this. Lix is like pulling army over here. He's pulling army back. He's like all chilling. He's trying to raid with the Eagles. He is never going to expect this. Man. If this goes up, this becomes a much different game. That's the difference between TeMo and I. I would never build this castle because I would never have the guts, let's be honest. But this castle goes up. It denies the gold. This gold as well from Lix. I mean, he won't be able to take. The front of his base is cut off. The monk goes down. And then, you know, you do have 2 castles to produce Chukunu. And like I said, Castle Age Chukunu are pretty insane. The main focus for TeMo now needs to be denying this gold. Will he think about that? Lix is going to mix in crossbows, which I really like. Apparently, he's worried about the Chukunu. The crossbows can match the Chukunu pretty well. The crossbow fire rate's better. The crossbows also have the extra range. So crossbow is actually the perfect move. Giving Lix a little bit more coverage and protection to maybe drop a defensive castle here. Crazy game. Also, nice job from Lix to get 3 relics. So he has the 3 relics to work with. But yeah, where will Lix drop his castle? I'd love for Lix to go forward and return. I didn't actually think he was going to do it. I was going to say I'd love for him to go forward with a forward castle, but he's probably going to make a defensive one and go imp. Nope. He's going to go forward castle. He says, you do it to me, I do it to you. And I love it. And I guess he feels like he has the army to protect his own base. Guys, the first game between these two had tons of castle drops as well. Don't tell me TeMo's going for another one now. Where would TeMo drop his next one? Uh-oh. Here go the Bills. He's gonna go this way. Okay, Eagles are getting some kills. Castle will probably go up here for Lix. But now Lix has no defense. These two are amazing. Best of 21 show match right now. This is crazy. Is he going to go deeper? He says, okay. All right. I see what you're doing. You're going to castle drop me and you have your army in my base. Well, that's great because I could just build my castle even further into your base then. This is crazy. Lix doesn't actually have, if this goes up, Lix won't actually have a way to Treb this down that easily. His Imp TC is also the one that's on half HP from the push before. A little sloppy from TeMo, but his castle will go up, and Lix is just going to run forward and take this gold. TeMo will not be an Imp, which is a big problem. It's unlikely he takes out Lix's Imp TC, but it is really close, actually. Like, especially if Lix doesn't notice. Can you imagine? Lix. Yeah, he'll make it to Imp. Siege Workshop will come up from TeMo. TeMo's found more stone. Lix is taking stone somewhere. Oh, he's taking stone here for another castle. I think Lix is fine. If Lix can make a castle at home now to Treb, TeMo will lose his castles. And TeMo, I think, just calls it because he realizes that you know, Imperial Age archers from Mayans, just simply superior. What a fun game. What a fun game. I love these two. And it's 1-1. This is a great series. For TeMo, it felt like he had such a good position, man. I think, you know, it's hard for me to suggest too much. He took decent enough trades with the Knights. At a certain point, he needed something other than the Knights or something combined with the Knights against the Eagles and the Monks and the Pikes. It's just that like triple combo was so tricky. I think that actually TeMo wins this game if the golds aren't as brutal for both. It actually helped Lix because Lix had found immediate damage. I think with the type of control that TeMo had in early Castle Age, usually you use that time to just protect your base, and then if counterattacks come, you're kind of fine. But this gold was such a problem. This gold was such a problem, and it just got hit. Nice job from Lix as well. Lix got like some early conversions. Lix bent, but he never broke this game, and even though he didn't collect as many resources, it just felt like he always had a bit more army on the field. And well played. Yeah, that was a fun one, man. I'm enjoying this series. No, if you subscribe with a paid sub, you still have access to all the emotes. It's just a different way to subscribe. Oh, we got a lame! Lix is stealing the pig! Lix goes forward right away here. Game number 3. What a fun series this has been. And Lix with the Incas and this eagle. He steals the pig. Now, I need to just quickly go back to see, did TeMo know it was there? Yeah, okay. So TeMo scouted the front of his base. Must recognize that that boar has been stolen. And anything goes. This version of Arabia is actually the base version, the DE version of Arabia. There's no precautions taken to move boars to the back or anything, like some tournaments do. And eagles are known for this. It's actually easier. In some ways, it's easier to steal boars because you're a bit slower, which means there's less likelihood you run further away from the pig. But then also the fact that you can heal up your eagle in the TC is pretty insane. Still, though, did lose a lot of HP, which could play its role. The TeMo is the Malay and has not tried to, you know, counter lame or anything. He's just, because there's a risk in that. What he does know is that he can push in these deer at least to recover. And the thing about DE's version of Arabia, I don't think we'll see this, but there's normally an extra pack of deer in the corners. So there are some players who take advantage of this. I make videos on. But if you know the standard version of Arabia has that, maybe if you're really feeling like you're in a tough spot, you could run over there, drop a mill. But again, you'd have to look. He also may assume that he's lost his pigs right now. They are actually over here. So currently he's down like, quick maths, 540 food. Bam. I know you're impressed. Okay. So nice start for Lix. Thank you, English Nemesis, for the 21 months. Choppa chow. Thanks for the 5 gifted. Sorry, I butchered that a little bit. Maps look pretty decent compared to the previous game. This one's going to be safer, right? Maybe we could have a game which is a little less aggressive, but so far, the theme between these two has been messy and lots of castle drops, which makes me happy. I'm already waiting for... Let's predict the castle spots now, because we've got Incas involved. They've got cheap castles. Malay love their castle drops, so let's think. Okay. I predict... Oh, yeah! Okay, this will definitely have a castle on it. Nothing else will ever be built here. There is a slight chance a siege workshop goes up here, but I think that this is a designated castle area. Now, this is more of a safe castle, but that's probably one of the best castles in the game. Could also see a castle here. Really good spots for castles. A castle here could be solid. A castle through the middle could be great as well. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. I like this from TeMo. Again, people are resistant to farming in the Dark Age because their little spreadsheet build orders don't say to do that. You lose a boar, just drop 2 farms. Drop 2 farms, push your deer, especially being the Malay. You can kind of catch up in games. And Lix is up already. Very fast uptime here from Lix. So, Malay do advance faster to the next stage, so a lot of times you'll see players add a few more vills. TeMo seemingly going to go for archers here. as the villagers head over to the gold. So there's always a risk that when your opponent's making a barracks at this time that they do add the militia, but I think the walls are just precautionary more than anything. Lick's about to get trapped. Lick's about to get trapped. TeMo, a.k.a. TeMo. Not quite a Viper level trap there, but, you know, it was a good attempt. You could tell his brain was thinking about the right thing. So Incas have a discount on anything that costs food. Actually, any military that costs food. Villagers, even with the Incas, don't count as military. So Spear Skirm seems to be the meta right now. And then in Castle Age is when you'll see players shift into gold units. And you'll notice TeMo has a few more working vills because of speeding up to the next stage. Not bad for the melee. I really like that bonus and what that means economically, by the way. Like, I find that, yeah, it's just a really unique aspect of the game. The fact that you end up having more vills because you advance faster to the next stage, but at the same time, you can't, like, afford as much when you advance faster to the next stage because you don't have as much time with the amount of vills that you had. It's a whole thing. Melee are a really well-designed civ, in my opinion. I feel like they're strong in a lot of situations, but also kind of awkward in other situations, which is how I think, in theory, some civs, like most civs, should be. Pros and cons. There are other civs which are just kind of like, yep, there's no downsides. So, yeah. So when you're trying to send all this trash forward, it's easy to forget about a random skirmisher here. So you have to be careful. TeMo on point though. Saw the spearman coming back. And now you're just kind of stuck. You're like, well, what do I do? Like, I'm going to go archers. My opponent has skirms already. And it's awkward for your economy. Meanwhile, TeMo pretty much has to add farms. And Lix is still eating away. He's in an all-you-can-eat buffet, just chomping away on pigs right now. Incas are just so flexible. Remember, they don't need to spend much wood on houses. They don't need as many houses because of all the pop space. They also started with the free llama, so... And we have a tower here from TeMo who's just under all sorts of pressure at the moment. It seems like he's changing his plans. It seems like he understands this game has not gone well for him. He's going to head to stone. So maybe a bit of a tower defense long-term plan here for TeMo. We might see a castle. We might see karambits. Yeah, headed to, like, building a tower here and then going 6 on stone right now. Not a good sign for how this game's going to flow. Think about it this way, right? You want to make it to Castle Age when you're in Feudal Age? That's what you're thinking about. Imagine you have 6 villagers that aren't working just in a normal game. That's horrible, right? Well, these villagers are only working towards the goal of building towers and an eventual castle. So, he is down 6 villagers, which is what, like 20%? 15%? I don't know. Some type of percentage towards the goal of Castle Age. Very early to be mining that stone. But he needed it because he wasn't going to have the army. So you could also argue he hasn't spent as much on army now because of this. So, you know, there's pros and cons to it. And the melee could possibly catch up as we just have full walls from Lix. Now, Lix is going to be completely safe here. There's no damage he's going to take. Yeah, and he also invested the 100 wood into the mining camp. But, I mean... The alternative here is dropping the... The alternative is you need a blacksmith, you need more skirms, you need all this army to compete with someone who's already ahead of you with cheaper units. So I actually think... Yeah, I actually think that what he's done here is probably better than how this would have gone otherwise. So I like the creative thinking here from TeMo. Plus, I think against the Incas, when you're worried about eagles, having the possibility of a castle and karambit warriors could just make things extremely awkward for the opponent. Nice house walls around the tower. Lix should never be underneath this tower. That would be very foolish, I think. And TeMo just garrisons. The army's going to have to move away. The Lix is kind of fine. I don't think there was any realistic scenario where TeMo could really afford man-at-arms without... having other aspects be damaged, right? Like, he didn't have a boar. He didn't have these 2 pigs. So he's down 500 food. Man-at-arms was never an option here. And if you add the man-at-arms now, your opponent's in a good enough spot to just add in a couple archers. So I don't think man-at-arms was really realistic, despite the Malay man-at-arms being pretty strong. I do wonder if TeMo is bringing this villager forward with a purpose, or if this is a misclick right now. Because he's on the way. Tower defense protects pretty much everything. Licks, though, probably not too worried about that. And, again, random villager walking forward. I like how Licks has one unit in here and has otherwise stopped production, and I think TeMo just realized the villager's there. So. Yeah, this is nice. Like, you can use range units to attack farms, and then farmers can't actively work on a farm that when it's being attacked. There's actually no farmer there, but this skirm should go to this farm now. Yep, well, now it's attacking the Vil and actually could be killed. This Vil went for a stroll and is headed home, but look at the castle age time from TeMo, guys. God, by the way, TeMo sounds like a streaming service. If you want crazy forward castles and to watch someone get their boar stolen, check out TeMo. I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe it's gonna be a thing. It's a League of Legends character. Oh, is it? Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. I mean, right now, Lix isn't gonna have. Oh, Lix is also going to stone. We called it, guys. I was like kind of half joking at the start of the game when I talked about stone and castles, but this is the time. How do Karambits do against Kameyuks? Horrible, right? Probably horrible. Now, they're probably faster. They're cheaper. But Kameyuks should shred there. Oh, this makes me happy. TeMo is also a measurement unit in League of Legends. Wait, so they have a unit or a hero named TeMo and a unit measurement named TeMo? Both? How does that make any sense? I mean, I don't know anything about League. Beyond, you know, how, you know, the community tends to act. But there goes the castle. So, listen, TeMo's probably thinking right now. He's probably thinking, I can use Karambits to clear up the trash. Easy clear up, and then I can boom. And it's great thinking, but I don't think he's ever expecting the counter to this to be a castle from Lix and Kameyuks. Guys, no one thinks like this. Most pros would go for a couple slingers, and they would boom. Lix says, I know what the people want, and his brain, it just thinks differently. Now, the downside, of course, is that while he has a really cool unit, he's going to fall behind in economy. 2 TCs for TeMo, and TeMo's done a really nice job. TeMo is actually going to surpass Lix's res collected here in a moment. But I think if you see the castle, you must know your opponent's going to add Kameyuks. Let's go. Oh my goodness, the ultra pointy boys. Look at them go! This looks so sick! This is Pro Age of Empires! Pro Age of Empires! Let's go! The Spearman is leading the way. He's a Karambit in training. This seems like an AI army. It doesn't really seem like something you would see at this level. Let's see how the Karambits perform. Boom. Big engagement. And the Karambits just run away. See, that's going to be the problem. The problem is, you know how your parents tell you not to, or told you not to run with scissors? Hopefully your parents aren't still telling you that, but I don't know how old you are. You also don't want to run with this big feathery lance. It could be a very painful ending. So, you know, they're being a little tentative. This is with squires as well, by the way. So, Karambit, see the monk, bam, kill the monk. And these Kameyuks are going to lead towards one thing. Guys, these Kameyuks are going to lead towards one thing. There's only one thing that makes sense. Because if you cannot, you know, chase these Karambits down, you have to force the fight. And if he's still on stone and he wants to force the fight, this is a very random blacksmith. I think we're going to see a forward castle. Okay, well, Blacksmith gets denied. Why were the villagers there? I have no clue. Maybe he was thinking about a TC. But we talked about castle positions. Lix is still trying to figure out his economy. It's not amazing, but a castle forward, a castle here would just be devastating. The Karambits cannot fight these cameos. Slingers, I mean, slingers you just can't use versus anything other than infantry. Cameos can actually raid. Cameos can actually kill vills. Slingers are only good against infantry, and then the melee player could easily make a switch, possibly. And right now, Lix going into the back of TeMo's base, underneath the TC, poke. We'll lose 2 of the cameos. Bit of a weird situation. I thought Lix was going to try and hold the map. It's going to be tough for him right now to do that. T90 always finds a way to bring up our parents telling us about running with scissors. I've maybe said that 3 times in 10 years. What are you talking about? Maybe you just happened to see those 3 streams. I do recall bringing that up at some point this year. One other point. I don't remember when. I cannot get over this army and how it looks. Okay, big fight. Who wins? The tiny Karambits or the pokey boys? The ultimate pointers. Look at them point. Look at them poke. Points, poke. Cameos win. That's a big clear up, man. And I don't think TeMo was expecting to lose that fight. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's happening again. It's happening again. This is the hill we talked about. This is actually pretty sick. The fact that they think about the game like this is pretty unique. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, abort. I like the idea. I think Lix may opt for a defensive castle now if he sees these vills. Yeah, TeMo... Actually, well, it's Lix. He's going to win the fight. He now might have some momentum. Well... Lix? Where are the vills? He deleted a hole in his wall. I think he's on the way. The Karambits seem alright if they're like 5-on-1. But once the cameos are in a group, the cameos are clearly just so much better. And yeah, you just need to opt for defense and some other type of unit now if you're TeMo. TeMo can actually be fine as long as he gets a castle up before Lix gets a good position on him. Like, castle right here would be acceptable. A castle on this hill would be ideal. Oh, man, it just hasn't gone according to plan with the castles here. He just really wants a good castle spot. Just passing. Oh, Lix saw him. Lix saw him, and Lix is like, wait a second, where are you going? Lix won't go forward. He's waiting to see where the castle's going to go from TeMo. And there's monks, and there's still cameos, and the cameos are still doing well enough. And now I think Lix will realize there won't be a forward castle on his face. So now he's going forward again. Wait a second, maybe there will be a castle on his face. Hold on, the Karambits are doing okay. Now Lix is scared! Now Lix is scared! Now Lix will drop the defensive castle with everything he's got. This is crazy. This is crazy. We called the hill, guys. TeMo wants imp, but he actually sold too much of a stone, and now TeMo is backing away. What is happening? This game is insane. Okay, he clicks up the imp. Sorry, I just got very loud. And he's going to drop a castle there. Now, this could be good for TeMo. This castle is actually fantastic for Trebs. So, you know, this whole castle situation will benefit TeMo. That is a really good one. Look at the market. He sold 700 stone so he could go imp. And still will have enough stone in a moment for another castle. Guys, if Lix loses his castles, Lix cannot make cameos. And then he has to plan on something else. I don't think Lix knew this castle was here. And TeMo really hoping to force the issue. And he wants... I think he wants a castle up here. This would be the dream castle. Unfortunately, that bamboo is in the way, but you can chop that. And Lix, he'll know that imp could come in soon from his opponent, but his heart might sink when he sees just how fast imp is. And TeMo is scared. This game's been so funny. TeMo is scared. Now, you do get the final armor for free instantly. I don't know how helpful that armor is, though, because you're still just, you have a 30 HP unit. Okay, TeMo saw the Kameyuks leave, and now he's going to try and drop the castle, but now the Kameyuks are coming back. Oh, God. Oh, God. This game is ridiculous, man. This game is ridiculous. He makes the correct decision to abort the castle. And he's just going to drop the castle here, which honestly he should have done in the first place. He just trebbed the tree. He misclicked. He trebbed the tree. Come on, Treb. What are you doing? Go for the castle. This whole series has been hilarious. Second Treb's on the way. I mean, Lix is still a minute away from him. So Lix should probably plan for losing this castle. Both of his golds are here. He did snag 4 relics. He does know about this gold and this stone. So the additional resources down here will be really helpful. Guys, there's times for tech switches and there's times to just snowball fights. And I think for TeMo right now, the last thing on his mind is the next step. This is all about the Treb war. This is all about Karambits and hoping that Karambits can do it. I like the thinking. I understand there's things Malay could try and do, but everything that you're going to suggest would just cost so many resources. And I'm not sure, like what would you suggest against Kameyuks? It's certainly not in other forms of infantry. It can't be elephants. I think maybe archers? But against Incas? I mean, they can go eagles too. It's... Ugh. I mean, you think about the upgrades you'd need, right? You know, fletching, bodkin arrow, bracer. That right there, 1,000 plus resources. Or maybe around 1,000. Then you have the archer ranges. Let's say 4 ranges. That's a lot. Then the university upgrades. I mean, you're looking at 3,000-4,000 resources just for the tech switch. Whereas instead, you can just invest all your resources into Trebs, into Elite Karambit, and to taking the fights right freaking now. Elite Kameyuk and full armor coming in for Lix, though. See, TeMo's thinking, if I can just snag Elite Karambit real quick, get a bunch of these bad boys, I can take down his castles, and then he can't make more of these, and we're golden. What he does have right now is Trebs. These Kameyuks might need to engage to take out these Trebs. Because I think if you lose this hill, this gets very dangerous if you're Lix. We so rarely see this. But I think these Kameyuks are just going to completely shred. Walls coming down from TeMo. That is so smart. That is so smart. Walling in the choke point. Uh-oh. Kameyuks don't give a crap about your walls. Kameyuks love choke points. And now the walls have been deleted. He realizes the walls actually help the Kameyuks engage. Repairs from Lix. Kameyuks engage underneath the castle. It's a crazy engagement, guys, and the Kameyuks are demolishing these Karambits. The Trebs are going to go next. The castle's still standing here for Lix. The castle will continue to stand. The Trebs now as well for Lix. They might be focused down, but the Karambits are melting. And Lix is going to win this game. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Obviously, with 3 castles, you'd love to have the fletching upgrade, maybe ballistics. I think the Kameyuk is just simply so much stronger than the Karambit. I'm not sure if those factors would have really made much of a difference. Even the attack upgrades for the Karambit. It's still just how these Kameyuks engage. That extra range is so smooth. They're always engaging. They do so much more damage here. A little bit of damage control here from Lix as he still tries to keep his Treb up. TeMo has a chance if these castles stand, and Lix loses his castle. But right now, it feels like that was it for him. And again, I get it. You know, there are games where you tech switch, you talk about options. This was not one of them. This just straight up wasn't one of them. I think TeMo actually played this in many ways as how he should have in early Imperial Age. But like Lix choosing to go Kameyuks, an early castle, and everything he did behind that with the economy was really good stuff. A great game. Lix up 2-1 now in this series. Guys, every game has truly been incredible. I don't know which game is going to hit main YouTube. Typically, the best individual games go to YouTube. But, like, every game's been great. And I can't just toss up the whole series because no one's going to know, like, a TeMo and SAX. Like, okay, maybe people will know SAX. People don't know what they're in for. So if this hits YouTube, watch the full series. It's going to be on the Extras channel, but just fantastic games here. I love the, like, whole back and forth in that game where TeMo's like, I want a forward castle. SAX says, I want a forward castle. Are you going to do it? What are you going to do? It was just so funny. It's just so funny. Oh, man. But ultimately, the big thing we didn't really talk a lot about is SAX had incredible economy too. To go unique unit, to do everything that was happening there, but also have such a sick economy is just not easy. He made it look easy. Crazy KD, 2-1 KD. And yeah, TeMo's always seems to be the faster player, but SAX is smooth, he's calm, he's relaxed throughout the chaos. Great games. Magyars for SAX. And pretty interesting map. Lots of hills on this generation. I kind of liking the differences in the generations that we're seeing in the DE Arabia in the in this tournament so far. I feel like I don't appreciate that as much in ranked games, but I don't know. At least casting it today has been pretty wild. I would actually hate my life if I were TeMo, though. I don't know which map is where. They're both similarly awkward. I find the gold situation's tough. Hill on the back of the base isn't too bad. So I guess that's not too bad. Malians, Magyars. Malians are more flexible, better economically. On theory, have lots of answers to the Magyars. I do, however, feel like I think that Cav Archers can be a real problem for the Malians. And I've seen some examples of it within the last year. I never would have really thought about it on Tech Tree, but because their skirms aren't the best, because they would probably have to go like Camel. Yes, their Camel has lots of attack, but especially civs like Japanese is a good example. Halb and Cav Archer. I think I've seen that matchup a lot on maps like Four Lakes. Where is this villager going? Oh, it's going to wall. Okay. It's been a fun series, guys. It's been a really fun series. T90, how much do we need to donate for you to dye your mustache blue? I don't know. How much are you offering? Like, how long do I have to keep it blue? $2,000? Dude, I will dip my mustache in blue right now for $2,000. I'm not stupid. Are you kidding me? I don't have it. For 6 months? Oh, 6 months is different. Well, 6 months from now would mean that I could probably have it be normal for Christmas. Normally people come in low. Like someone offered $3.50. I think that's a little low for me. I don't know. Better question. Why do you want me to dye my mustache blue? That's rather specific. Wow, TeMo going for the full walls. Are we going to see a fast castle? TeMo has somehow labbed out, analyzed, and figured that he could go full wall on this one. And SAX probably not thinking about walls at all because he's Magyars and wants to go for lots of scouts. So, but I prefer another color. I never once thought about my mustache being dyed a color until now. So I think TeMo won't go fast castle. I think he just wants to be fully walled so the Magyar scouts can't damage him. I wouldn't mind him still just, you know, clicking up to feudal here and then kind of adapting from there. But he is queuing up more vills. He actually had Lumen queue and then canceled it for a second. I wonder if he fully walls, goes up at like 22 pop or something. SAX is not going to expect this. Actually, if SAX clicks towards the corner of the map, he might actually go directly into the TC because the pathing is going to take you through the only opening. He's looking for the enemy. He's going to click. And the pathing's going to take him to the north? No. Okay, he wasn't doing big clicks. He sees the walls. He shouldn't be surprised now. I think it's really risky to go fast castle in Arabia against SAX. SAX is going to see this, and he's going to go back to his 2017 meta, and he's just going to go Tower. Oh, especially if he sees the berries. Lix will 100% tower this. You just wait. The Vills are going to be on the way. He might only do it with like 3. But if he hasn't seen his opponents in feudal, if he hasn't seen any military buildings, I think we see Vills. I once donated 15,000 to a streamer to remove every hair on his body. Dude, I have so many questions that I probably shouldn't get the answers to. How does one fact check that? That's crazy. All right. Well. Okay, barracks has been spotted. That's a lot of salmon right there, man. That's a lot of salmon. I thought with the stone on the back, maybe we'd see TeMo try and go for Gebetto or something. TeMo's going to hop out of his walls to go find what Lix is doing here. And a little risky to do that. Lix, of course, could find him. Where are the Vills? There are the Vills. We knew it. We knew it. So we've got 5 villagers from Lix. And he wants to apply pressure because this is a dangerous time. Now, I would say you do not want to build the tower quite like this. I'd like to see it 1 tile further back just because the defending player can actually attack through their house and palisade to hit this, which can help in the tower wars. There goes the tower. Now, I think a counter tower is needed from TeMo. He has not done it, though. And he is trying to go up. Is he go... What is his plan? Okay. He drops the market. He won't have the food to get up to castle. TeMo's played so well today. I don't think he necessarily picked the Malians to take such risks. But maybe he feels like he has to do this, or maybe his map was just simply too good to try it. Sells all of his stone so he can't tower. Oh boy. Or stone wall. Now, oh god, he's trying to market shenanigans it. Don't sell your food. Resist the urge to sell your food. You need that. Oh, man. But what does he make? He built an archer range? Oh god, now he needs these guys to drop off the gold. Oh, pain. Pain, 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 pain. He's close, he's close, he's close, he's close, he's close. There we go. He's up. Okay, so my thinking right now is that he may go for siege defense and adapt. 0 on food, but if you have a market and you have gold, you could actually buy the food for a bit. And I'm not even kidding. It's actually pretty decent. The problem is, if these scouts break through, you're dead. And Lix is about to have the stone to drop another tower. And that is a perfect tower to prevent TeMo from you know, relaxing. Oh, TeMo taking such risks here. Such risks. Walls go up. Houses go up. He'll be in Castle Age soon, going to another wood line. Here's a very random thought. I want an answer, okay? How much would the Age of Empires 2 meta change if markets only had 200 HP? Because, like, the markets are utilized, and universities too, let's just say that, or Siege Workshop, all those buildings. Because I feel like, you know, the market's extremely useful building. In these situations, you get rid of that thing, and TeMo cannot win this game. Okay, house is going to go up. He definitely wants a siege workshop, but he forgot one thing, guys. And it's a painful thing to realize. Watch him scramble down a blacksmith because he forgot it. Oh, no. Where is it? He's like, man, is my siege workshop hotkey not working? Why is my siege workshop hotkey not working? This is super weird. Where's my siege workshop hotkey? What is happening? He's going cav archers? Huh? Okay, all right. Wasn't expecting that. I mean, he didn't lose a Vil, guys. He's in Castle H. He is making cav archers. Lix is just going to chill over here on the golds. And Lix can't kill him. I was wrong. I thought he would, like, go for a siege push to push back the towers. Cav archers with the Malians are not the best. So I think TeMo got baited into the thinking that walling would be good for him here, and then just took it a little too far. I feel like, actually, it's just an invitation for Lix to think about cav archers of his own. But, I mean, Lix has gone for some massive walls. He's gone for some omega walls. The Great Wall of freaking China from Lix. You could look at that. You could see it from the moon. It's true. So, you know, I feel as though maybe it'll make it easier for TeMo to break through or something. Still, Lix hasn't clicked up yet. Like, Lix is pretty far away from Castle Age. This could absolutely work for TeMo. His eco's not great, but it's not the worst I've ever seen on the back of this. And he continues to buy food, and he's adding farms. So pretty soon, he could produce villagers consistently. Lix will drop a tower here. And he's also brought this villager. And for those that have been watching Lix for years, this is such a Lix move. He did the same thing in the first game. Just little one villager towers is his thing. And if this actually goes up, it's going to be so annoying for TeMo. And here goes the cav archers from TeMo. TeMo's thinking counterattack, counterattack, counterattack. He doesn't know these vills are taking his golds. And this tower will probably go up and quickly be walled in. And it's going to be ranging, at least eventually, those vills. So then 2 wood lines are denied. There's actually not another wood line for TeMo then. Don't tell me there's a hole. Actually, I think these scouts can kill this. I think these scouts will kill this. Oh, the cav archers get surrounded by scouts! So the crazy thing is, scouts are faster than cav archers right now. So Lix has the attack. It's cheap to make more scouts. He's got bloodlines as well. TeMo can't afford Bodkin Arrow. Now the tower goes up. So now he abandons the wood line and has to go over here. And that's actually pretty smart from Lix to just swat this away with scouts. That's a sick play. Oh, man. And TeMo goes home to get Bodkin and loses all of his cav archers. After an amazing first game from TeMo. And honestly, great overall series. It just feels like Lix is warmed up right now. And guys, what is Lix going to do? Now, he sees these villagers are on the wood. And he's just going to tower this as well. And freaking TeMo has no clue. He's like, you want a wall, bud? Go ahead. Go ahead, wall up. You're not taking wood in this town. Let's look at this as well. Like, Lix also... Oh, that's not Lix. Lix is checking back here for wood, I'm pretty sure. Oh, man, TeMo. Oh, God, that's such a painful situation, man. And actually, he was coming out to batter down this tower, which he now can't do because this tower is up as well. Brutal. Cav archers are back with Bodkin. Lix still isn't up to castle, by the way. If cav archers with Bodkin get into his base, he could have some big problems, and we have a very interesting game. Already is a very interesting game. Cav archers go in. No villagers have died yet this game. Lix is going to trap him! Lix with the masterpiece trap! And listen, any volleys that the cav archers have to put onto that house now is a waste because they're getting surrounded by the scouts. That's huge. And the cav archers will die. And Lix clicks up. Lix is full wood control. TeMo is full arena time. He says, all right, we don't chop wood anymore. We mine gold to buy the wood. It's a different economy. You got to take some risks. Might want to buy a castle, honestly. I don't know what else to suggest. Beautiful play from Lix. I got to say, like, Lix has really made this look easy. The tower positions have been fantastic. Continuing to produce scouts was super smart. I think a lot of players don't make the scouts and try and get to castle as quickly as possible and die. So now he's kind of okay. The cav archers still, like, it's kind of sad for TeMo. If he never lost his cav archers, both those groups, if he kept them alive, the scouts wouldn't be enough. Because even right now, this is kind of a risky situation. And credit to TeMo. TeMo coming back. TeMo's going to be through. Uh-oh, Lix had not finished that gate. Uh-oh. He's no wood gaming right now. Is he going to win with no wood? This is his economy. What is this, man? He's about to run out of gold, too. Micro. Guys, there's vills everywhere. There's vills everywhere. Can TeMo do this? I mean, this more scouts are needed, and you're going to send them in one by one. No towers from Lix or anything, which is crazy to me. Lix has some real problems here. Vills are exposed. Also, no wheelbarrow means they're not all that quick. It's going to be 2 villagers down. Castle Age is in for Lix. He's going to try and make some army here. But his eco's disrupted. And TeMo is making siege at home. That's his plan, so he can snipe some of the towers. And maybe get back to wood. Nice fight from TeMo. He's going to go to stone now. It's crazy how he's completely surrounded by towers. Like, every single game so far in this series has kind of been a dream for me. As far as videos are concerned, it's just been so unique. You rarely see games like this. You rarely see towers in the first place in today's meta. Oh, man. I mean, these lumberjacks and lumberjills just so exposed, right? There's no hold, but I mean, they are still so exposed and will get picked off by the cav archers. Lix trying to be patient. Has the light cav upgrade now. Also will have 1 or 2 knights. Makes it a lot more difficult for TeMo to kill this off when compared to before. And TeMo has to hit and run, and he is leaving, and Lix is able to relax now. Able to chill. Meanwhile, we got siege on the way. Now, you got to repair the mangonels. It's kind of awkward. There's a lot to focus on, and a big issue is that Lix got husbandry. So the scouts are and the knights are even faster than before. And these cav archers trying to meet up with their friends, just slowly getting picked off with all that Magyar attack. A nice job from Lix. And now he can back away and wait for a little bit more. But TeMo is soon going to get wood again. So there's that. That's a positive. Monastery from Lix. Lots of army. Seize the cav archers. Long-term cav archers with Malians are not great. However, for now, they're kind of fine. No bloodlines hurts, of course. But he's dropping the stable now, probably for that. I mean, if he could take a big fight and drop a castle on Lix's face, he would do it. We saw him do that in earlier games. But I think it's going to be harder for him to find that big engagement. It always feels like Lix is going to have enough army to keep the cav archers back. But arguably, you need to get husbandry before bloodlines. I think just having faster cav archers is kind of the biggest thing right now for TeMo. Yeah, Lix's wood situation isn't great either. But he like, can obviously build another lumber camp. Like, right now, this is not so easy. Look at that. Lix trying to run in to kill the siege. And TeMo blocks the door. He doors it. And that's actually pretty smart. And Lix was stubborn as well and stayed there. All right. Castle soon? Where do you build this castle? Hopefully not anywhere near the siege workshop, but he doesn't know that that's there. I think maybe a castle here would be fantastic for the long term. You've got to be extremely paranoid about this, though. Maybe he comes out here and just drops the castle here. There's bloodlines. 53 villagers for TeMo. 50 for Lix. What a game. These guys are so fun. It's just been so fun. Every game, we've just got 20 vills from TeMo YOLOing somewhere. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Where are you going? Where are you going? Quick wall. No. Into the TC. Oh, God. Oh, no. Okay. Siege goes down. Villagers are everywhere. Oh, it's a massacre. It's a massacre. And they've walled it now, so no more units can come through. Not the best sign for your economy, TeMo. Now he's deleted the wall because he wants the units to leave. And he will kill the mangonel. And he might be able to get his castle. There will be more army coming from Lix, though. Oh my god, what a crazy economy. I mean, you might as well go forward to Lix's base now. This is bad. The right play here, as bad as this might look, is to YOLO this castle on Lix's face. Your economy is atrocious. Your opponent is in a better spot than you. There is only one way back. There is only one way to gain more fans here, TeMo. Here he goes. It is the correct decision. As bad as this will look, this is the play, guys. This is the only way back. Stop laughing. Stop the laughter. This is meta. This is normal. Well, no, it's not normal. But this is how you win, because if you try and chill, you're dead. Oh, God. Okay, so funny is, I don't know if Lix saw the vills. Yo, that castle's sick. That castle is sick. Oh, no. Quick wall. Uh-oh. 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 Cav archers. Save them. Oh, God. Oh, pain. Will it go up? Who needs vills? I think. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, uh-oh. There's scorpions here. Oh, pain. It's a doubt, guys. It's a doubt. That castle will not go up. What a castle it would have been. It's denied at 60%. Lix will win the series. And TeMo wishes him good luck next. But salutes in chat, please. Fantastic series from TeMo. I think... He says, I thought I'm Tatar's XD. He thought he was Tatar. The architecture's not even the same, right? Isn't the architecture different? I don't know. Anyways, he got his civ wrong. Tatar's would have made a lot more sense, actually. The fast castle, cav archers and everything. It would have been fantastic. So I guess that makes more sense. And, yeah, he was also fighting on some hills at times, which would have been helpful. This is a good castle. I think if TeMo, after everything that just happened here, tries to stabilize, he just gets outboomed. Lix will have full map control, and Lix would kill him. Unfortunately for him, Lix was in a good enough spot to stop the castle. But I appreciate that anyways from TeMo. TeMo, what made this series fun to watch, and maybe what makes TeMo play at the level he's playing at right now, is also kind of the issue for him, right? He's so crazy, he gets fantastic victories. But he's so crazy, games fall apart sometimes. I think game 1 was kind of an example of that. I think TeMo has he can combine that craziness with proper macro and normal gameplay. And I think TeMo can go a level up. I really do. I think this is good experience from him. Lix has been around a long time, but Lix moves on. Pumped to see Lix in the next rounds. Back to Lix. I mean, Lix just played this so interestingly, man. He punished this fast castle so nicely with the towers. He stayed in feudal age for a very, very long time here. He was in castle age at 25 minutes. And yeah, he read this game, the previous game, so well in situations where it felt like TeMo had done some unique things that normally players aren't expecting.